guys, so I am near Bromley South right now, which is in the boroughs of London basically. So I'm a bus and a train from Buckingham Palace, so that's kind of nice. And I have been in the UK for almost 2 months now. In about 4 or 5 days it's going to be 2 months. And I just wanted to talk about something that I bought as like a tourist visitor that I was kind of unsure about, and if it was actually going to save me money or if it was just going to be something that was like, oh, I bought it, I just need to use it kind of thing. And that is the britrail rail pass. So I purchased I think it's 15 days over a 2-month period, and you get unlimited, and I did the flexi pass, so it's not consecutive days, it's whatever days I pick out. And you just kind of get to pick out days to use the rail pass. And so when I first came to the UK, I took the train from London from Paris to London, and from London to Edinburgh, and that's a pretty long train ride, and I used the rail pass for that. So I kind of have written down all of the journeys I've taken so far on the rail pass and kind of how much they cost. So far I've taken 8 journeys on the rail pass, and I only have 15 days, so I have 7 days left, but there's only 5 days left until it expires, so I'm not going to be able to do all 7 days, but I'm trying to do the last 5. So fingers crossed that I don't procrastinate and end up doing it. So London to Edinburgh would have been £62. Edinburgh to Newcastle or Cramlington would have been £60. Cramlington to Rumford would have been £120. That was surprisingly expensive. Rumford to Barnum, £40. Barnum to Wolverhampton, £64. Wolverhampton to Birmingham, £5. Wolverhampton to Barnum, £90. Bognor Regis to Bromley South, where I am now, £27. So that comes out to £513, which is $697 without tax. So use your imagination and add tax. And my rail pass was $400, tax, everything. So I have to say, I saved about $300 having the rail pass, which I'm kind of happy I was able to get that, because I was like, $400 for a rail pass seems pretty expensive, but considering how much all of these things ended up being, I think it worked out pretty well. And because I have 5 days left, I have kind of like have a plan of what I'm going to try and do something every single day and get the most out of my rail pass. So I want to go to Canterbury, which would be about $58 round trip. So these are all round trips now because I have to come back to where I am. So Canterbury, which is £58, Rye, which is £60, Oxford £64, Cambridge £58, Margate £67, or even up to London to Victoria from Bromley South is about £14 round trip. So I'd rather use the pass and do all the touristy stuff instead of worrying about that and then stay in Bromley next week. So all of those together would be £307. So add that to the $697, that ends up being £1,004, or $1,364.32. That is a crazy amount, and I only spent $400 on my rail pass, so I saved like $900, which crazy amount of savings is really good if you're younger. It is more expensive for a full adult rail flexi pass. I did a youth because I'm not over, I think it's 25, where you're still considered a youth. So I got a bit of a discount, and that worked out pretty well. But yes, if you're coming to the UK for a longer amount of time and you are going to do a lot of traveling around, not just staying in one place, because if you're staying in one place, it's just cheaper to buy the tickets as you go, or get an if you're in the London area, like here for the bus, I can use my Oyster card, which is really nice instead of worrying about something else. But yeah, so that was my experience with the britrail rail pass. I have to say, it does not scan at any of the gates, because you kind of activate it with whatever day you want to use it, and then it's like a QR code with like your name, that date, and kind of like what it is, and it does not scan on any of the machines. So when you do go to enter the rail station and to go through the gate, like I always walk towards the person who's like manning the gate, and they're like, just scan it, and I scan it and it doesn't work, and I'm like, just look at it and let me through, please. I've done this, so I've done it 8 times. I know it doesn't work. So you just need to look at it and let me pass, because the machines aren't updated to recognize the kind of QR code that is on the rail pass, which I think is kind of silly that they've had it, but usually it's a printed out document, and it's only recently that they've done online versions of it, so that's why. And you would have had to show it to the person anyways to get through the gate. And so that's my experience with the rail pass. And then on the trains, usually just pure like have your screenshot or the email, because they send you an email confirmation of your flexi pass for that specific day when you activate it, and you just show it to them, and they just kind of like scan a flashlight over it. I don't know why. And or they're just like, okay, yeah. And it's kind of funny because like some people have never seen it before. So when I was in Bognor Regis in Barnum trying to go to Wolverhampton, which is up in near Birmingham, the guy was like, I've never seen this before, I don't think this is real. And I'm like, I used this to get here. And he's like, okay, I'm going to trust you and let you go. And I'm just like, how aren't they properly educated about like the tickets that they can get? And then when I was in Birmingham and I was going from Wolverhampton to Birmingham to somewhere else within Birmingham, and I was using the rail pass, and she kind of was like, the lady was really understanding. She was like, oh yeah, those don't work on our machines. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, you're doing okay, love, have a nice day. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Just be really nice to them, because they're dealing with people all day and I would be frustrated. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a nice week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.